Remember the Mario Tennis Aces update that was announced the other day? Well, it didn't come out as soon as expected, but Nintendo has just released the update. As we explained before, this is a big update. However, if you missed the official patch notes that were released with the announcement, we've included them for you again down below. Changes to menu added court selection screen to free play and swing mode. If you go to change rules and choose select every time under court, the court selection screen will appear after the character selection screen. You will still be able to choose all, stadium only, or custom. The character selection screen for online tournament, standard class, and simple class will start with the cursor on the character you used the previous time. Changed the menu flow after online tournament match is done. System changes changed amount of energy increase from pulling off a successful block when doubles partner is using zone speed to half the amount of a successful block without the use of zone speed. Using zone speed in singles and pulling off a successful block or trick shot will not restore energy, but it will restore energy when your partner uses it in doubles. Slightly increased the length of the period that time is frozen after blocking opponent's special shot in doubles. Added shot button X button to powerful shot controls. Press the A button and X button at the same time for a top spin powerful shot, press the B button and X button at the same time for a slice powerful shot, and press the Y button and X button for a flat powerful shot. Co-op Challenge Boo Hunt returns. This co-op challenge will be available again from the distribution of Year 2.2.0 until 9 AM on March 1, 2019. Co-op Challenge is a mode for online play which will only be held for a certain period of time. Nintendo Switch Online membership is required to play Co-op Challenge. Boo Hunt is a challenge played in swing mode where a 4-player team is formed among friends or players encountered at that time online to achieve an objective together. If each player has a controller, up to 4 players can play on one Nintendo Switch. You can acquire 3 different colored Boo visors by achieving objectives. If there aren't 4 total players, the necessary number of comp players will be added after a certain amount of time has passed. Added hosted matches. Added the hosted match mode, which allows players to easily compete against each other in singles matches through LAN play or online play. Besides the 2 players in the match, an additional player will participate as the host in control match settings as well as which screen to show on the monitor. 3 Nintendo Switch systems are required for a hosted match, 1 for each of the 2 players and 1 for the hosts. A LAN cable, sold separately, is required for LAN play. Nintendo Switch Online membership is required to play an online hosted match. Players must also be registered as a friend on the host's Nintendo Switch system. Access the hosted match mode from the main menu by pressing in the right stick while holding down the L button and R button at the same time. The host will select host and make a room, while the players will select player and join the room created by the host. A LAN cable, sold separately, is required for LAN play. All participants must decide the date and time, rules of play, and game progression amongst themselves before the actual match. After all 3 participants are ready, the host will control various settings and game progress. The host's screen will be split left and right, showing both P1 and P2 play. Players' screens will not be split. Pressing directional buttons during the match will change the host's screen, up button for split screen, left button for P1 screen, and right button for P2 screen. The characters that are available to play depend on the respective game progress, save data, on each system. All courts will be available to play regardless of respective game progress on each system. The host controls whether the first to serve will be random, P1, or P2. The host controls whether the character select screen of each player is visible to the other. The host can select whether the menu can only be controlled by the host, or whether players can control it too. Changes to character abilities. The abilities of certain characters have been changed. Character name change. Mario slightly increased the distance he can hit a ball without leaping. Slightly increased his ability to aim for the edges of the sideline. Increased his cutback speed. Berta slightly increased the power of her shot. Slightly increased the power of her volley shot. Slightly increased the top speed at which she moves and her pace of acceleration. Made it a little harder to slip when moving. Diddy Kong slightly increased the power of his shot. Slightly increased his ability to aim for the edges of the sideline. Slightly increased the top speed at which he moves. Chain Chomp slightly increased his ability to aim for the edges of the sideline. Adjusted position in which he's able to return balls so that there are fewer swings and misses. Decreased length of time between getting in position and leaping during a leap shot. Spike slightly increased the top speed at which he moves. Made it a little harder to slip when moving. Rosalina slightly increased the distance she can hit a ball without leaping. Bowser Jr. slightly increased the velocity of his volley. Slightly increased the top speed at which he moves. Koopa increased his pace of acceleration. Luigi slightly increased his pace of acceleration. Toad slightly increased the power of his slice returns. Slightly increased the top speed at which he moves. Made a little harder to slip when moving. Slightly increased the length of the period that time is frozen after leaping for a ball. Yoshi slightly decreased velocity of his top spin and slice shots. Shy Guy slightly decreased the power of his shot and volley shot. Slightly increased the top speed at which he moves. Toadette slightly decreased her pace of acceleration. Bowser slightly increased the length of the period that time is frozen after leaping for a ball. Boo slightly decreased his ability to aim for the edges of the sideline. Slightly decreased the velocity of his slice shot. Blooper slightly increased freeze time after leaping for a ball. Slightly decreased his ability to aim for the edges of the sideline. Slightly decreased the velocity of his slice shot. Other changes: online tournament, made adjustments to the amount that ratings will increase. Also increased the amount that ratings will increase when points are earned from breaking your opponent's racket. Made adjustments to visibility of the ball in Basque Ruins, Piranha Plant Forest, Mirage Mansion, Snowfall Mountain, and Savage Sea. Improved AI for calm players. Decreased amount of time that controls are locked while saving the game. Adjusted Koopa Paratroopa's flying animation. Changed the angle of Rosalina's hair before she serves when playing left-handed setting. Adjusted height that the ball bounces after hitting a drop shot in the Grey Mirror Mystery Mission and Adventure Mission. Other adjustments have been made to improve gameplay. After you download the latest update, you won't be able to do local player LAN play with someone who is using previous update data. Source: